Hello, hello. Are we live? Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness, look at all these names. Look at everybody already here. Welcome, welcome. I am so glad you can join us tonight. Well, and I'm saying us because there's two of us.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. This is Emma.
Hello. Surprise. Hopefully a good surprise.
Yes, I'm sure they'll agree it will be a very good surprise once they know why you're a guest tonight. Oh, I need to stay like this. I nearly gave it away then.
Yeah.
Why the light seems to be different from other times, but never mind. Okay. Right, everyone. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at had you seen this before?
It's amazing being behind the scenes, as it were.
Yes.
Kind of from the other
When
side.
I was turning everything on and was going, oh, wow, how does it work? But yes, of
Yeah.
course, yes, it does look a little bit different from this side. I have the chat going here and it's nice. It's nice to have, all these comments there saying hello. So yes, we have Emma as a special guest tonight. Emma is hang on a moment. How long have we known each other now? I think it was since COVID.
Yes, I did look up. I've been subscribed to the channel for 4 years.
That's about the time, isn't it?
Yes. And yeah, I think we've actually known each other or met 3 years ago-ish, I think.
No, was it
4?
during COVID? That
Yeah.
first year,
Yeah.
2020, I think.
Oh.
Was it?
Yes. It feels longer in a good way.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we've met up several times, several times, mainly for crocheting or for crochet related things. And you have already seen some of Emma's work or some of Emma's brain conjunction, no, how do you say that, things that you come up with, right? Like here the cardigan that she's wearing, and here the peacock blanket. So there was a lot was already inspired by Emma, but we met, I think, around COVID.
Yes.
And it was quite funny how we met.
Yes, it was my special delivery. So usual COVID, working from home. Sorry.
Yeah.
Working from home. Wanted to order some yarn because yarn made me happy.
But it was a pack, wasn't it, that you ordered?
Well, actually, it was 2 packs and some yarn hooks. I ordered the Calf Kidston, the rainbow pack, and the big pack of the higher hooks.
Yeah. And then that order came through, and Dirk came to me because I was working and he was obviously in his office, and he came to me and said, guess what? Somebody in Exeter ordered 2 packs and hooks. And he was like, that's nice, isn't it? I said, yeah, it's great. Yeah, who is it? So we had a little discussion because obviously, someone local, you always have what's her name? What's this? What's that? And then I think it was a couple of hours later, he came back to me and said, do you fancy a trip? Because we weren't allowed to go all that much, to go out all that much. So I said, yeah, okay, we've been stuck indoors. Let's just go for a trip. I didn't really know what he was planning on doing. So he said, I've got Emma's packs, because by then we were on first name basis with her. Not that she knew. But this client, so close to home, we're going to hand deliver her parcel. Now it's up to you again.
Well, yes, I think I was working from home, or doing something at home because everything was at home. And then there was a knock at the door. Thought, oh, who's this? Because not many people knocked on the door at that point. And I opened it, and Anya was stood there, and I was very starstruck.
Well, actually, I wasn't.
Or was it Dirk?
No. The packs were just in front of your door. I had stepped away because it was COVID
well,
time.
That's true. But I did open the door, and you were there,
and
I
was
thought, oh my gosh,
halfway on the path. And I'm like, hello. And she went, hello.
I was like, oh my gosh, hello.
Yeah, so that's how we met, because we decided to hand deliver an order. And and we sort of had a little chat then because, you know, we wanted to, I wanted to, but obviously we weren't allowed this distance. And I did say something like, you know, if you ever want to, you know, meet up in Exmouth, come to the beach or whatever, or, you know, or even just meet me for crochet and coffee somewhere, then please, you know, just get in touch. And I thought, I'll leave it at that. You know, I don't know what she's like, or I don't know whether she would be wanting to do that. So yeah.
And I did.
And she did. Yeah. It didn't take that long.
No. I think, was it my birthday? My husband got
Oh
in
yes,
touch
true,
and said,
true.
because at that point I was like, oh, Anya, Ophelia Talks, watching the video. So my family are very familiar with your voice. And yeah, my husband, bless him, for my 40th.
Yes, indeed.
Asked
He mailed
message.
for me to record a birthday message, which I did, of course, because of course I knew by then that was you. So that was really nice. And yeah, then that's when it all started.
Yeah, and I think after that I thought, actually, I'm going to message her and say, yes, please, I'd love to meet up. And we met in Exmouth in a coffee shop, and we chatted. Yeah. It was the one near the roundabout, and then I can't remember what it's called.
What, the cabin? Like, no,
it was the one that does like pottery and paintings and things. The roundabout near the gardens. I remember it. And then I remember you said, "Oh, do you want to come back to the flat and see the crochet lounge?" I was like, "Yes," and I did. And yeah, and then Anya's not been able to get rid of me.
No,
since.
that was the cabin.
Oh, was it? I don't know what it was.
Newspapers and plants.
Possibly. Yes.
Yeah. That must have been.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, and then of course, yeah, I mean, when you ask them for the crochet lounge, they all say yes. You know, there was no getting her home after that. No, I had to push her out the door. No, not really, but you know what I mean. And then yes, of course, you know, once you've got that sort of little connection established, and yeah, I'm always looking for, well, not always looking, but it's nice to have someone closer by who is really, you know, a fan of the channel, and who I can ask, you know, a little bit, because it's obviously, you know, the online community, the worldwide community is fantastic, but having the local connection is just so nice as well, just for a couple of questions, just for being able to say, hey, do you think that's okay, or that? And that's what we started doing. We just you met up again, and we came out, we did something again together, and then I remember we sort of arrived with bags full of yarn and projects, and you know, and that's how it always goes. So even tonight, Emma brought some of the things that she inspired. Do you remember I told the story of Emma when she came over and she said, Anya, I think I've got an idea. Oh. And of course, you know, she was like, this was after, you know, it was the Ophelia square, wasn't it?
Yes.
So that came out, and then she said, I've got an idea to make with that. And then all the colors with the peacock happened.
Yes,
and
we got the yarn. I got to play with the yarn pegs. I got a few out, and Annie was like, what about these? Yeah, and then the peacock pack was born. And yeah, the Ophelia square, because I thought, oh, if we turn it so it's a diamond shape. And then Annie was like, oh, what about if we put the half diamonds to make it into a square? So no, it's been really, really fun, really interesting. I'm very lucky.
Well, I'm lucky to have you. So Emma also is very good at taking the stitch that I use for something else. Like, do you remember the Cleopatra shawl? So just a rectangular shawl with this stitch pattern. And then she's turned it into a cardigan. You know, and it's really nice to do that. You've got the same stitch, but you're making something else out of that, and you're familiar with the stitch, and then you can make another project already, because you know, you already know sort of half of the design. So it's really nice to be able to do that. And it's very often I don't see that because I'm too concentrated, I'm too stuck with what I have done, and for me that's it. That's where it ends. But then she comes up with something else, and she's like, Anya, actually, I have a few things I would like to show you. And she's got a bag full of stuff, and she's got a list, and she's making notes, and I'm like, oh. But it's really nice to have someone who is so enthusiastic, so with what I'm doing, and it's unbelievable really to have found her this close to home.
I know, it's like it was meant to be. Yes, yeah, no, it is really good. And I do love wearables. And I think, with your stitches, particularly the clip, I thought it's such a beautiful stitch. And I thought, I really like cardigans. I'd like to try and make it into a cardigan. And I think I came along wearing this, and I thought, oh my gosh, she's either going to say, what have you done? Or, oh, wow. And actually, fortunately, it was the second. She went, oh my gosh, wow. And I was like, oh, phew.
I was like, wow,
it was
how have you done this?
I did feel quite brave, because whenever you walk into the crochet lounge, there's loads of things around. You're like, oh, there's all these new things. And I thought, oh gosh, she's either going to say, oh, okay, that's nice. But no, it was a really good reaction. So I was like, oh, phew.
I mean, I'm always interested in seeing someone else's take on things, obviously, just like I do with all your adaptations sometimes in the Facebook group. Sometimes you're taking a pattern, making it slightly different. Emma takes it all the way to something else, right? But it's always nice to do that. Sometimes what has stopped me with some of your ideas is just time to do it, basically. Time to, to just slot it all in. But, it's all there. We can revisit things, and who knows what else we can, or she can come up with. So for one more thing that I would like to show you before we go, can you see there's the marble cardigan? Have you got yours still around, or what did you do with it?
Oh no, I put it in my bag. I think I can get it.
So we've got the storage for the yarn. So Emma is a frequent visitor there.
Again, I'm very lucky. I get to hang out with Dirk and Anya. So the best of both worlds.
So she hangs out with Dirk sometimes, but she also does things like remove plastic bags and say to Dirk, I don't think that's in the right place.
He is very organised there. But sometimes I have gone and I have sort of gone, oh, let's put these plastic, or oh, there's a ball that's fallen here, I'll tidy it for you. Or
I do that when I get there. That's what I do as well. So he knows either you're there or I'm there, and this is what happens. So he knows. But one day I was there. We were meeting there. Why were we meeting there? I can't remember. But she rocks up wearing this. Go on, show them.
Okay.
I was like, I have to have one. Now, we just thought, do we show you or do we not show you? Because sometimes, but obviously this is the marble cardigan pattern. You're still wearing the other one?
I know.
Okay.
But I don't know if you'll be able to see. I might be able to hide it. There you go.
But look at this. A Cath Kidston cardigan. So she's just used the colours from the Cath Kidston pack, and she turned it into a cardigan, and it's the same pattern as what I did with the marble cardigan. So if you want to make it, you can just go to the marble cardigan. I then decided that I would want to make one, but I was not going to do all those color changes. And that's why mine is in marble. That's why. But other than that, it's the same. So
and the marble does work up more quickly, so
yes,
it depends.
Obviously this is DK, the marble is chunky, so so another great idea if you want to go for that. If you want to go for that. So yes,
I will take it off again because it's quite warm.
So we're having a party, and we've got hibiscus tea.
Yes, I've got hibiscus tea as well.
And Emma's in charge of the chocolates. I haven't had any yet.
Well, it was dangerous. I can open the chocolates.
Emma wants a cat ear hat. Yes, have you made one? A cat ear hat.
No, it's on my list.
Oh, guess what? She confessed to me today to something.
Have some chocolates.
Yes, I think I need some chocolate after that confession of yours today.
So when I came to Dirk and Anya's earlier, I asked I said, I've got a confession and a request. I said, my request is, could I possibly have a little bit of bright pink yarn to finish something? I said, yeah, sure, yeah. I said, my confession is it's to finish a wind spinner, because I've only ever made my first one today, which Anya was quite shocked. But I said, at least I've made one today. But again, you've got so many projects. I have got a long list of things I really want to do. And then you bring something else out and I'm like, oh gosh, what shall I do?
Plus, it also took you about 4 years to make a tassel.
Yes, it did. I think I only made my first tassel about a year ago. Yes, but love tassels now. I mean, I love them anyway, but it's one of those things that if you don't do it, you're like, oh, do I not? Can I? Look straightforward, but actually, made my first one. I was like, it's simple, looks great.
Yeah, I mean, there was somebody else who just only made their tassels. Once you've made them, oh yes, Natasha, you remember the lady who was with me during the Zoom? The wet felting lady. I don't know whether people know her now, but she only made her first tassel this weekend.
Oh wow!
I think she has finished her happy shawl. Hallelujah! She was wearing it on Friday when I saw her, and she's finally finished it, but only because she had like 7 hours on a train.
Oh gosh.
And then 7 hours back. So she had 14 hours on the train. So she was able to finish her shawl.
And the beauty of it being one ball meant that, it's kind of all in one.
And she was wanting to stop before the ball was finished.
Okay.
And I said to her, you can't do that because the crochet police will get you. No, I was joking. She was fine. She said, no, I do want tassels. So I said, roll off the amount for your tassels first and then finish up the thing. And then she put hopefully she's got the tassels attached now.
I did finish my happy shawl quickly. Yeah. I think if I choose a project, I do try and finish it fairly quickly, but I have got some in the naughty corner. Like we all have.
And like we said last week, people are feeling guilty because they have lots of projects or lots of whips or maybe projects that they don't work on. You need a lot of projects to be able to choose, but also if you have those ones in the naughty corner, decide what you're going to do with them. Do you remember the black yarn that Dirk gave you recently from my project that was in the naughty corner that I then didn't want to continue anymore? And then he took it to the storage and he gave it all to Emma. So any plans for that?
A wearable,
probably,
possibly a cardigan. I hear there might be some coming up in the. Who knows?
Excuse me. You did sign that contract saying you wouldn't tell anything that they weren't supposed to know. She's right. See, these are the kind of people that you want to send chocolate to get more information.
But I'm sure there's lots of lovely projects coming up that might require
black yarn.
Yes.
Just might. Yes. But anyway, I'm glad that I've taught Emma well, she says, Julie. I'm glad that the yarn has gone to someone I know who will make use of it. And to be honest, it was one of those, as a designer, you start things, you make them, and you think, it's going to work. And then you start thinking, actually, that's going to be a video of 5 hours. It's not going to work. So then you have to abandon it. And I got quite far into that.
Yes.
So there we go. Never mind.
I mean, I find if I make a project and I've put quite a lot of work into it, but I think actually it's not working, I don't really want to carry on, I'll put it in a corner for a little bit because I don't want to undo it straight away because that's quite disheartening. And then I'll get one of my boys to then sit there with a yarn winder and that shh. So that can make it a bit less painful if someone else does that
it's
for
the
you.
amount of work and the amount of time that you've spent on it.
Yes.
But then on the other hand, if it's just going to sit in that corner, you're never going to wear it. It's never going to be something. Then there's no point in trying to, I've put so much work in it. No, just undo it and start something else. And that will give you much more fulfillment than trying to keep something that you're not happy with. So this shawl I'm wearing, so tell them what you're wearing.
This is the Cleopatra cardigan, which I collaborated with Anya on, which I think is a very pretty stitch.
Which I then had in pink.
Yeah.
So remember we did a lookbook
We
for that
did.
and we met up in Exeter to film that. So it was really lovely to do that. Yeah, we were filming together. So Dirk had two ladies to boss around. And I am wearing the Paphos shawl, which has just come out this week. Friday was the tutorial, Wednesday was the lookbook. So if you haven't seen this shawl yet or haven't watched the lookbook or haven't watched the tutorial, then do go and have a look, because it is all the comments were saying, oh, how lovely it is and how easy it is to make. Some of you have already started and oh my goodness, you've done so much already. So yeah. Okay. So make sure you you have a look at these projects maybe. But of course, today we are here very, very specially because we want to tell you all about the new upcoming CAL. And I have said before that, in fact, we are, as it is, our 10 years this year. Finally, I wanted to do a project with Mosaic Crochet. So yes, we are starting in a few weeks, not next week, but the week after, with lots of smaller items. But then also we are working our way to doing the blanket of the CAL in the Mosaic crochet technique. So I hope that you will be interested in doing that. If you've never done Mosaic before, then don't worry. And if you have done it before, then I'm thinking that you will really enjoy this project. Well, I hope you will. Okay, so we are doing Mosaic crochet. I wanted to try it out finally now. I had done some Mosaic before, but I never did it on the channel because because why? There were so many things already happening. There were so many other things that I wanted to show you. So when I decided that, yes, this is time for Mosaic, then of course, what kind of designs are we going to use? Because if you type in Mosaic crochet into either Google or Pinterest or YouTube, even wherever you look, everything that you can possibly think of has been done, right? So every sort of little design, so on the channel previously, I think I have one little video.
Yes, there was one. Yeah.
And was it a pencil case that I did? Oh no,
I think was it blanket? No.
Yeah, it was, but that was not my design. That was just saying that I'd done it. But I think that was way in the beginning. But there is one thing. And did I make like a table?
Oh no, maybe it was a table. Yeah.
Or something like that. And it was just sort of so many single crochets, then one double crochet somewhere, and then each time, sort of, so it all staggered.
Yes.
And that was all that there was on the channel. But then I started typing in, like I said, I started typing in Mosaic crochet into Google, because you have to start somewhere. You have to also do some research to make sure that actually the design that I'm using hasn't been designed before, hasn't been done before, because I could keep it really simple, but then you can find those. And what happened was actually I kept on getting images of mosaic floors. The little mosaic floors, the Greek mosaic floors back in, the Hellenistic times. And I'm like, do you know what? As a history teacher, I thought, in fact, that is also what my mind was going to.
Yeah.
And in those mosaic designs, and did you notice the background I was on for the thumbnail for tonight? That actually was a mosaic floor that we saw in Paphos. And that's sort of that design and those typical Greek frieze designs, they call them keys. So it's that design of, you know, sort of the interlocking things, and, you know, that's what I wanted to use. So I wanted to do mosaic crochet in mosaic Greek designs. So that's why the CAL is called Odyssey, because we are going to go on a journey along lots of Greek designs on our mosaic crochet journey. So I hope you will join us for it, and I hope you will find it interesting to do those things, because obviously, you know, you can do, oh, there's so many, there's like, some of them do Christmas trees, flowers, you know, the geometric designs, yes, but all kinds of things can be designed with that. But I needed to keep it, yes, Laurie, it's overlay mosaic, yes, I needed to keep it, how should I say it, intricate but simple enough. I wanted it to be interesting for everyone, but if you were new to mosaic crochet, I still wanted you to have a sense of achievement that you can actually do this, because if the design is too difficult, then you're just going to give up. But this way, I hope that even a beginner or someone who can't, who hasn't done mosaic crochet before, can still do it. So this is something I was actually working on designing, and you know, this is, things like this take time, and making a blanket, you can't just do it in 2 or 3 weeks, even if you're well, I mean, I have made a blanket in 3 weeks, but I designed it in 1 day, and then sort of, you know, but anyway, with a new technique. And this was back in September, because I was trying my little designs out while we were in Yorkshire and in Cumbria to see the Beatrix Potter house. And then I finalized it when we got back, and then I met Emma to go to the craft fair at the end of September. And we have a way of going to the craft fair. Over the years that we've gone to the craft fair, we have a way of doing this. So we meet for breakfast, we go to the craft fair, we buy, when we have our breakfast, we also buy our lunch. We go and sit in the car for lunch, just to be away from everything, so we can have a little chat. And this time, Emma and Natasha was there as well. We were in the car, and I thought, I had arranged with Emma that she would actually test and make the first blanket of the mosaic crochet. I was doing, why was I not doing it? Because I was still working on other things for that time, wasn't I? There was other things still happening, but because we wanted to start in good time, I thought, why not just let her make the blanket? Just give her, and if you've done mosaic crochet before, you know that we work with charts, right? So what I did, I gave her a box, one of those plastic curver boxes, put the yarn in, put the chart on top, and I gave that to her. And she went,
because I don't think I'd really appreciated it would come with a chart. Well, I think you'd mentioned it, and I thought, oh, you know, mosaic crochet, you know, I'm sure I can do that. You know, I believe in myself, it'd be a good challenge. But yes, when you handed me the box, I did think, oh my gosh, what have I
There was a slight panic.
to?
There was a slight panic, but of course, in a way, Emma knew I wasn't going to throw her into the deep end. I mean, I would help her, but I didn't really want to help her, because I wanted to see how anyone would do with the little experience that she had. Now, don't panic, okay? Do not panic. There is a chart. There is a written pattern for you, and there is the videos, okay? So all Emma had to start with was,
it was the chart and the start of the pattern.
And the start of, written out. But not the whole pattern was written out yet, because I was still working on that.
And definitely no videos.
Yeah, obviously, no videos. So the way she sort of took that in her stride, started doing that, I thought, she's going to message me. She's going to say this, how do I do that? Nothing. Nothing. And all of a sudden, the first picture, she was like, oh, I'm on row 42. And I'm like, ah! So in a way, it was a really good test to see whether, if you're not familiar with this technique, you can do this. Okay. Now, I know we've been talking for a little while. Don't worry, the packs are for sale in a moment, not just yet. Okay, we are putting them live in about maybe 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. Just so stay here. We will show you a little bit better what the colors are. But yes, they will be on the website in a moment. Okay, so it was great fun to have Emma make the first version of the blanket, and to be honest, it was the first version, and I have amended the pattern to make it a little bit taller, to make it the normal size that we usually make, because of course mosaic crochet, as some of you know, is single crochets. And so yes, I was worried that I had to put a lot more rows in, and I did. I did have to put a lot more rows in. So the blanket that Emma has made, which is wonderful, is not your size, is not going to be the final product that you will have. Okay, so we are just using the blanket as it is. I am mentioning it in the videos and in the launch video as well, because making it again would just be but since then we have all got all the other moderators to start their journey, and some of them have finished, some of them have made 2.
Yes.
And some
It's
of them,
addictive.
one of them is still working on her. So, they are already sort of doing what everybody else in the group will be doing, sort of, but in a smaller proportion. We have the group of testers, and it's wonderful to see how they took it all in their stride, how they've helped me with some of the lines, because sometimes you sort of have to, rewrite them. But yes, the pattern, every row has been written out for the pattern. So if you can't work out what to do for the how should I say it, for the chart, you'll be able to work it out with the written pattern. Okay, Helene, I'm going to have to think about that, but I think it should be okay for left-hand people. Don't you think? Because I don't think there is a left or a right. Just do it from your side. Just do it from your side. I think that's fine. It's going to be fine because there's no direction to it, is there?
No. I think, yeah. If you left-hand crochet, presumably you do it the other way. So we
go from right to left, and they'll go from left to right, and the designs are not. They're okay. There's no direction to the design. I don't think. Try it out and let's see. But I think it should be okay. Right. Yes, Ingrid, she did have a little panic moment, but I thought, well, I'm not going to. I sort of very quickly explained, that's a single crochet, that's a double crochet, that's that, and I left it to her. And once she was in there, once she was sort of.
It is once you start it and you don't get too, I think if you sort of think too much about the chart and the pattern, then you might get a bit stuck. But if you just take it in your stride, give it a go, and once you start working up the pattern, it is very logical, because you can very easily see if you go wrong. So if you're making one of the other CALs, say the Lizzie CAL, and you miss a stitch or you do something not quite right, you might not work out till the next row or the row after, when your stitches don't match up correctly, you've got the wrong count. Whereas with the mosaic, it's quite obvious, because when you look at it, you can easily see, are the colours in the right place? Is the pattern?
Or also, you'll see in the next row already that
Yes.
something's wrong.
Yes.
Because you can't do what you need to do.
Yes.
So yes, I mean, in the pattern, I have given you, in the videos, I have given you your repeats, what you need to do. But I do give you the tip to do it by eye as well. And once you've done, I would say once you've done one design, you'll be all the pieces of the puzzle will fall into place, so it will be fine. Now we are going to be having a pack of 15 colors, but this time, because it's the Spring CAL and it's a technique that we do, we always have a little bit extra on the Spring CAL. We have an idea actually that came from you.
Yeah.
See, sometimes we sit here and we have these brainstorming sessions, and can you see there is a cotton canvas bag hanging up there? Yeah? Well, this is a bag that will come with your pack. So not only are you getting the 15 balls of yarn, there is also a cotton shopping bag, which we will be decorating with yet a new mosaic design. So I hope you will enjoy that. I hope you will like the fact that actually we are making a blanket and a bag. And the bag you can do in two ways, in a plain way or in a luxury way. But we'll talk about that more later on as well. Yes, the previous blanket. The peacock is a previous blanket that Emma came up with, and that Emma inspired, and that she made most of.
Yes.
Didn't she? Yes. It's great to have all this help sometimes. This is why I like someone local, because I can just say, make a few squares. No, that's not how we do it. It's all worked out really well. And yes, simply me. Yes, actually, that is true. Had we not, we would not have met had we, had this Ophelia Talks not been there, or had you not subscribed to the channel.
Yes, yeah.
And it's nice to be able to have that. Like I said, it's nice to have someone local to be able to just have that, actual in real life kind of meeting, because it's nice just to, like I said, it's lovely having all the people, in the computer, but in real life, always a joy as well. Molly, did you use the hook you usually use for the blanket? Yes, I did as well.
Yes, the usual one for DK.
Yeah. So yes, there will be 10 videos for the blanket. So that's a lot more than we usually have, because usually we have one video a week. We will now have 2 videos a week. You will have to watch the videos in order, depending on where you are. So the videos will be numbered really clearly, just 1, 2, 3 to 10. And you'll have to watch them in order, do them in order. Make sure you keep a tally of your rows. I mean, I'm going to say all of this again later on, but just so you know, mosaic crochet requires a little bit more,
being methodical.
Being methodical, keeping track of your rows, and especially with this one, because you'll be repeating some things as well. But of course, that will be fun to repeat things because you already know that. But then there'll be more difficult things in between as well. So it
was really fun to do. And I thought with single crochets, the blanket obviously doesn't work up quite as quickly, but actually it was very addictive.
Yes, it is addictive. Yeah. That's what all the testers said as well. It's incredibly addictive.
Yeah.
You just want to do it because you want to see what it's going to look like. Okay. So we will start on the 18th of April. You will have 2 videos a week. At the end of there will be an enclosed border, so you don't have to worry about sewing in any ends. So you will be just, as usual, pulling in the last bit with your hook, and that's it. So there'll be no sewing in of the ends. Enclosed border. There'll be 2 videos for the border, sort of in those 10. Then we will have the bag as well, and there will be a shawl, but I'm not showing you that yet because otherwise this is going to be just too overwhelming. Okay, so in a moment we will show you the blanket and the bag, but before that, I would just like to say on Wednesday, we will have the lookbook. I will be there in the live chat to talk to you about where we filmed this, because of course we filmed this in Paphos because we just went there for that particular reason. And on Friday, we will have the launch video. Now, in the launch video, I will tell you again everything that I'm saying now. Okay, so make sure that if you're not sure just yet, watch the lookbook and watch the launch video, because there I will also show you, you know, again, the blanket, the bag, the shawl, everything that we're going to be doing. And then in a few weeks, so then the week after, I will publish a number of introductory videos to mosaic crochet. So smaller, simpler projects, so that if you've never done mosaic crochet before, you can actually just watch these videos, make the things and see how you go. And you will see that, you know, did you say you were making the smaller one? The whatever is coming out?
Yeah.
And that's fun, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So it's nice to start small, obviously, before you tackle the big project. And I think the videos that I have done not only give you the technique to try, but also give you insight in how to make the charts. I am also showing you how I make my charts, how you make a chart, how charts work, what the key is for charts and things like that. So I explain all that to you as well. So there will be a number of videos for you to watch before the CAL starts. And please, please, if you've never done mosaic crochet before, or even if you have, please watch those videos, because every designer does their charts, does their pattern, does their written pattern differently. And of course, because this is such a popular technique, I've had to come up with my own way of doing these charts, the written pattern and everything else as well. Okay, so you need to get used to the way I do it if you have got oh dear, I can't think now. If you have got experience, in mosaic crochet. Okay, right. So yes, 10 videos. Okay, so shall we show them? Because I don't want to say any more now, because we've made them so curious. Right, I think you can reach it if you pull out your hand.
Oh gosh, yeah, I forgot it was right next to me. Yeah, right.
So these, hang on, just a moment. These are the colors that we are proposing. So we are going to have 2 packs. One in, which one is the Starcraft one? That one is Starcraft. Oh, this one is Wendy. Yeah, it's backwards. So that one is Wendy. And this one is Starcraft. The packs are the same, but it depends on which one you like using best. And of course, there is a price difference. Okay. And yeah, so 2 more things I need to say. The price difference. So Wendy is $32.99 and Starcraft is $36.99. Okay. And if you buy the pack from us, Dirk will put you on a list, and the people on the list will receive, at the time that the video comes out, so 10 times in a row, you will receive a reminder that the video is out by email with a link for the written pattern in the blog. We did this in the last CAL and it was a great success. People loved the fact that they had an email that they could go to straight to the written pattern. So you will get that email as well. So if you buy the pack, not only will you get the pack of yarn, you will get sorry, I don't want to poke it in your eye. You will get a bag because we have a project for that, and you will get those emails. Okay, right. Are we ready? This is the moment of truth. Where's the end? Oh, there. Are you holding the same bit?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Look at this. Do come and show yourself, Emma. On the side. Where are you?
No,
Are you not there?
I'm hidden by the cow.
I'll hide myself as well. So here we are. So what do you think? Do show yourself, Emma. Where are you? There she is. Look at that. We have rows of different colors, different designs, and all the typical Greek keys. Have you ever been in a hotel room? Have you looked at the bath mat? Because ever since I started doing this design here is always on the bath mats, right? Now you will start seeing these designs everywhere. So these are in a way, they're quite simple. They're straightforward designs, but some of them are more intricate because, of course, I want to challenge you slightly during this CAL, but also some easy ones come back. And I thought it was a nice way of putting, Eileen, no, it's not difficult. Just do it bit by bit and you will be able to do this. So for the smaller designs, there will be a video for that, and there is a video for all the main designs. So it makes sense in my head. I hope it makes sense in your heads, but it is quite straightforward. You will get the charts for every week, and you will be able to keep track with the charts. Next to the chart, there is also the indication of which video to watch as well. Have you looked at the pattern recently? Have you seen that part?
No.
Go and have a look and see, because each week has a chart, and there's also a second chart, identical, but it gives you the videos to watch. So I think it's going to be really easy to find out which video to watch, but you have got to make sure you keep track of the rows that you have done. Every time you cut off the yarn, you need to tick off your row. Now, my question is, it's overlay, double crochet, Diana. It's overlay, yeah. But Patricia, it's not difficult.
Yeah, don't be put off. It looks very intricate, but it is really straightforward as long as you're logical, which I think with crochet we are. You know, you do your row stitches, you have to be logical and methodical. So as long as you do that, you can do it.
I've said this many times before. Every crochet project looks difficult to do. There's always so many things that you need to do, but you can only do them by doing them one stitch at a time, and doing it one stitch at a time, one row at a time, one part of a time, 1 week, and off you go. So I think yes, there we go, Julie. If you can do single crochet and if you can do a double crochet, you can make this blanket.
Yeah,
simple.
Definitely. And especially with the smaller projects, I think definitely try those. Even if you think, oh, I don't think I want to do mosaic crochet, it's not for me. Just try the smaller project. I think you'll be surprised.
Try the smaller project and you will be hooked.
Yes.
I've been like, I've been filming this weekend, so I've been making the different parts. Or actually, I was filming last weekend and this weekend, and actually during the filming, I was like, oh, I really like doing this. Obviously, obviously, I wanted to. How should I say it? I like doing it. I wanted to do it, but I just simply haven't got the time to make myself the whole blanket. So that's why I've come up with several smaller things so I could still make things. But yes, this was my intention, of course, as well, to make sure that you had smaller projects to start with, to then grow into the bigger one. And yes, so this pattern will be a video, will be a written pattern on the blog while the CAL is happening. and for about 6 months after. And then we will sell it as a purchased pattern, or we will straight away sell it as a purchase pattern as well, but it will come off the blog after 6 months. So if you want to make this, or if you are planning on making this and you're not doing it straight away, make sure you either buy the pattern or you download all the pages. There are a lot of pages. The blog posts are going to be large, okay? They're going to be long, because there is a lot of there is a lot of information that I have to give you. Like I said, every row has been written out into words, but also, of course, you get the charts, and they are a page each time as well, because they need to be clear. Okay.
But it does flow. I mean, I didn't find that I needed to look at every single word for every stitch along. I looked at it for the first part. So for example, in this one, I'd look at sort of the start bit, and then once you've got the hang of it, you don't have to keep reading the pattern, but you've got it there if you need it.
Yeah. So I have given you in the videos, I've given you the repeat. So the amount of stitches that you have to do. The videos stay on YouTube all the time, Stacey, all the time. So even if you didn't want the pattern, you can maybe do it with the videos on their own. But do go to the, to the written pattern for the chart, because you do need the chart to look at. I have put the charts in the videos as well, but I don't know how large that is. It's to give you an idea of which row you're on and what you're doing, but it's not sort of that easy for you to see, oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. It might be a little bit too small for that, but it's just to give you an idea. This one is Wendy. Isn't it? Yes. So this one was Wendy. I just the first sort of pack the first kind of balls I grabbed. This was Wendy. No. Yeah, Tracy, the videos will always stay on YouTube. Yes, and also exactly, Julie, thank you for that. The smaller patterns that are coming out before the start of the CAL, please do not use your pack for that. Okay, they are different. They are different. Just use your stash yarn. They are just for you to learn, and just start using the yarn for your pack from your pack when you start the blanket, obviously, and you should have enough left. Can you reach for making the bag? Now there will be two versions of the bag: a simple one where you just make a panel in front and a panel behind that one, or a luxury version. So again, this is a different design from any in the blanket, and there'll be
I love this. Is my favorite side.
See, but this is a bit more advanced. This is where you're playing with the yarn, where you're playing with the mosaic crochet, because you're proficient now, because you've done the blanket, so
the base.
One goes on from the other. So once you've done one thing, you'll be able to make this as well from the leftovers. So I hope, yes, Molly, you've just bought the kit. Yeah, Didrik must have put it live. So do go and have a look after the live. Stay here with me. No, please do go and have a look. If you want the kit, we have got lots available. I do hope you will enjoy making this CAL, and I hope that we have done our best designing something that you will like to make. But if you are worried about how difficult mosaic crochet could be,
just give it a go. It looks really intricate and really effective, but actually Anna breaks it down.
This was made by Emma just with my pattern. She didn't have a video. She didn't have me saying, oh, this, there, that, nothing. Just given her the pattern. All I said, look at the chart, and she went, chart? And I said, yeah, that's a single crochet, that's a double crochet. Off you go.
I did look at the one mosaic crochet you did before, because I thought I've got to know something before I go.
Which everybody will be doing as well,
Yeah.
because I have made special ones now as well for that. Okay, none of them will have this design in them, obviously, but yes, this now, I tell you, has opened up a world of possibilities for me. I have so many new projects in mind now that I can start using mosaic crochet. Yay! Because of course, you know, you sort of think, oh no, that's mosaic crochet, let's not do that on the channel, not do that yet. But you know, it's 10 years. We're going to be celebrating this year. I want this year to be show the back.
Yeah.
I want this year to be doing all the things that we haven't done before, right? So yes, this is the back of the blanket. This is the back of mosaic crochet. This is what you get. It's not particularly inspiring, but I still think it's lovely. So there is a front and a back to the blanket. This is how it goes with mosaic blanket. Does the blanket fit in the bag? I have to say, this blanket is smaller than the one that you are making. Okay, you will be making a bigger blanket because I have had to. This was my first design. This was what I came up with, and that is what happens when you're designing. You design something and you do not know how tall it is going to be, how long it is going to be, because obviously we'd never done mosaic before, so there was no way of knowing. So now I know the amount of rows I need to have to get a blanket to be, can you try and fold it up to put it in there?
Yeah.
To be 137 long by 110 wide. So it's not as long as we sometimes make it, but I think it's a good size. Now, we have got, or is that that's not these measurements, is it?
I don't think this one was far off. I think maybe there was another like 5-10 centimeters added from from my version.
Yeah, this is the measurement that it says here. So, but yeah, so that is, that's the size that we are making. So it is a little bit smaller than a single bed size. It is the same width, but not as tall. But of course, yes, this is the first time we're making a crochet mosaic blanket. So that's why this happened, of course.
And it fits in the bag.
Yeah, and it fits in the bag. Lovely. I think, yeah, so somebody said, yeah, 2 videos a week. So there will be 10 videos. We will be starting on Friday, the 18th of April. So that's 1 video. And then we'll have 2 videos each week. And then we end at the last video on the Wednesday. And then we will have the bag on the Friday. So you'll have 6 weeks of videos and then even a 7th week with the shawl as well. So yeah, lots of, you know,
keep you busy.
Lots of weeks to keep you busy. Yes, the back of mosaic. Oh, thank you, Molly. Yeah. Was there something else that Of course, Angela, yes, you can make the bag with both the sides looking the same. The reason why I did the different sides was, of course, because I want to give you lots of possibilities. So you can do 2 of these or 2 of these, obviously. But yeah, I've done this before where I do give you 2 possibilities. It is the same design. It's the same design. It's just the color use is different. Okay, so once you know the design, you can use, I mean, to be honest, I did use my leftovers for this. So depending on your leftovers, you can then, you know, mix and match. I'll tell you this again later on. I used a duck egg here as the main color, but I could have used cream as well because I had cream left over. So thank you, Tracy. Thank you. So let's, where is the blanket? Where has it gone?
It's gone in the bag. It's nice and tidied away.
Yes, well, let's put it behind us so we can see it from a distance. There we go.
So yeah, so from that 1 cal pack, you get the blanket and the bag.
Yeah. Plus, there is yarn left over.
Oh.
So you gave me all the leftovers back.
Yeah.
And they're still in the bag. So there is still yarn left over. So what you can do as well with this bag. So I'm suggesting a simple bag or a luxury bag, like we've just shown you. You could also make a cushion out of that. So you could just sew up the top, or even put the handles in, sew up the top, and you've got a cushion. Obviously, you'll have to have a cushion inner for that, but it's a nice cushion cover as well. So it's a nice size for that as well.
Lots of options.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Yes, Patty. The pack is available for sale. At the moment, we have, Derek has put it live, so you can buy it. We are going to, yes, Tracy, I am. Thank you so much. Yes. And do you know what? When Emma started sending me the pictures, I have to say I needed a tissue.
Aww.
Because I had just tried out the little designs. I have that somewhere. I can't remember where I've put it now. But I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it in large and in the proper colors, because I was trying out all kinds of colors. And then to all of a sudden, you know, because you're thinking about it, what would it look like? I think this will look like right. This will look right. But then all of a sudden to see it in the large, in the good, in the proper colors, and then also properly put together, because I hadn't repeated any of the mini ones the way I have combined them here. I have to say, yeah, it was
Aww.
Yeah, thank you.
Aww, that's okay.
She did so well. I mean, for me to just hand over the box with that chart, and for her to produce it was, yeah.
But then for me, it was really special being a part of it and making it, and being the first person to make it, to put all your design into the crochet. And then when I took the picture, I was like, I hope I'm doing it right. I hope it looks okay. Is this a good picture? It wasn't a particular. I mean, some of the people take loads of lovely pictures, and mine was sort of on the carpet, because I thought I must take a picture, and then I want to move on to the next row. So I'll just do a quick sort of functional picture. But I thought I want Annie to see that I am working on it, because I've gone quiet. She was reassurance that I am doing something.
This was the thing. She did go quiet. And all of a sudden I thought, oh gosh, she's been quiet for a week or two now. And I didn't want to ask, because do you know what I mean? I just thought, well, I don't want to pressure her. But I do need to know, is this working? Is it coming together? And then that picture arrived. I was like, oh yes, it's working. She's able to do it, because of course that as well was my concern. Because you're thinking, yeah, we're going to do mosaic crochet, but then all of a sudden I realized not everybody's done it. And I think most of our testers hadn't done it either. So Angel hadn't done it. Julie, I think Teresa. I think Teresa had done it. Yeah. But all the others hadn't. So again, that was one of those things where I was like, oh, and what do you mean you've never done mosaic crochet before, So yes, it's lovely to see that actually they've been able to make a blanket quite successfully, because, oh my goodness, have they made wonderful versions. But we're not showing you those just yet. We're not at that stage yet. So we are going to concentrate on, what you're making and how you will be experiencing this CAL. Angel had never done it. Yeah. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Another person's bought it.
Yes.
Keep Dirk busy.
Benedict, I think you'll be able to work out the multiple. Although it's a bit more difficult this time. Actually, Benedict, what you'll have to do is look at the videos, and I do make a sampler size as usual, but I do tell you how to go about what I'm doing in my row. So I give you the multiple, and then I tell you what to do to the end of the row. So do you know what I mean? There is a system to crochet, to mosaic crochet, and you can do that on any stitches, really, any amount of stitches. Just keep repeating your stitches until you don't have any stitches anymore.
Although height-wise, you'd need to work out which section you cut out if you want to make it the right.
Yeah, if you want a certain, then you can just do the main ones, or just do the boxes in between and things like that. So you'll have to just work it out sort of a little bit later on, after the CAL has started, so you see how it works and how it's put together. Okay. Thank you, Susan. I'm sorry.
I'm distracting you from reading all the comments.
Yeah, and also I can't see everybody who's saying, "Oh, I've got it, I've got it." I want to say thank you to everyone who's bought it already. Sorry if I haven't seen your message or whatever, because I've got a distraction here. No, that's just an excuse. No, I'm not doing well enough reading it all. But yes, as a sampler, yeah, there will be a sampler. There will be. I mean, what do I always say? Make the sampler along with me in the video, because that means you are trying out the pattern, you are practicing your stitches, you are also watching the whole video first. And that's important, because sometimes there might be a thing that I say at the end which you also need to know. So very often it is a very good idea to make the sampler along, but do not use your yarn from the pack for that. Use maybe 2 colors, because you always need 2 colors in mosaic crochet, from your stash, and just keep it at those 2 colors. But then make sure of course that you use the correct colors for your blanket. But yes, do not use although I have just said that there is still yarn left over, we are not going to use I'm not going to say use that yarn for your sampler. Feel free. No. We make sure that we keep the yarn for the blanket, and then for the bag, and if that's, you need to make that with your leftover. So that's why I've changed colorways. Just use whichever color you have left in, basically. But I had enough left, but still, all depends on your tension. Thank you, Fran. Yeah. You've got might be a good use for it. Well, what are they talking about? Sometimes it's nice to see that Janet, yes. The fact is, I don't know whether you can see, but you can't just use any of our color packs for this blanket, because you need multiples of certain colors. Okay, so mosaic crochet works in a way that you have mainly 2 colors. So you need one main color, and then I have chosen to use different colors to combine with that main color. But this is using one main color, and then there are 2 balls of one more color as well. So as you can see, there's a lot of cream in the pack, so you can't just use any of our packs. Okay, if you want to use a certain pack, for example the Cath Kidston one, or one of those, which other one,
like the Aurora,
yeah, or the what is the forest one again, the Enchanted Forest. If you want a different colorway, you can of course use that pack, but you need to choose one color that you then buy multiples of to have as your main color.
And you wouldn't get the bag, and you wouldn't get Dirk's emails
obviously.
either. Yeah.
No, you wouldn't get the bag, and you wouldn't get the emails. So if you are intent on a different colorway, there is a reason why we have put together this pack the way we have, because of course how mosaic crochet works. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Susie.
Gosh, yeah, lots of people buying
Yes,
pack.
Laurie, exactly. That's make a cotton sampler and use it as a drying pad for your kitchen sink. A little bit fancy, but yes, why not? But I am suggesting a couple of projects for you to make, so there will be things that you can make. So yeah. Yeah, I've read these ones now, not the ones at the above, but never mind. So anyway, is there something that I have not said?
Don't know. You look at your list. I'm going to have some chocolate.
Yeah, I'm going to have some chocolate. Shall we just have chocolate and sit here and have chocolate? Yeah, I think I think we're nearly there. Any more questions?
Now we'll read the comments.
Now, I know that everybody, it's overwhelming, right? This is so overwhelming. But if you fancy making this blanket, go to our website, buy the pack. Sit back, relax. The CAL videos, the first one, will be published on the 18th of April. So there is plenty of time. But don't worry, because in between now and then, there will be some prep videos, some videos to introduce you to mosaic crochet, some videos to help you also maybe decide whether or not you're going to like doing this. If you want to wait to buy the pack until those videos have been published and you have tried mosaic crochet, you're more than welcome to do that, and there is time to do that as well. So next week we will have the lookbook to come out, and we will have the launch video. In that video, I will tell you exactly the same things as I have told you now. You know, what you will need, that there will be video, that there will be a written pattern, etc. Then next week, you can still decide yes or no. And then the week after, again, you will have some introductory videos. So again, you will be able to decide. But if you are up for a challenge, get the pack now. You will not regret it, because I do know that a lot of you say that with my videos, with the written out pattern, you have been able to make lovely things. We have made the Lizzie blanket, we have made the jam jar, we have made the Greenway and the Windermere. These are all CALs that we have done. Okay, these were autumn time CALs and that we do at the end of the year, but even so, you know, those were lovely videos to those were lovely blankets to make with the videos and the patterns. Everybody was able to make them. Yes, this is a new technique. This is a technique because we are doing a spring CAL that we always do in the beginning of the year. We've had like the Harlequin blanket where we did the two colors. We had, what else did we do technique wise? Oh, I can't remember now.
No, and I've got them all hanging up on a ladder.
But you know, technically, normally the spring CAL is always more technical. And so, yes, the perfect opportunity now with our 10-year anniversary to do that mosaic technique. So I hope you will. Oh, you got a display ladder for your birthday, Molly. Fantastic. Yes, color theory. Of course, yes. And that was diagonal. Yes. You see, corner to corner diagonal. So again, a different technique. People were like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Again, it looks really striking and effective, and I think maybe some people think, oh, I can't do that, but actually the way you break it down, you can do it.
Plus it's also it's a breakdown video per video this time. You know, if you do each time, if you do what I tell you in the video to do, don't worry about what's coming, don't worry about what's been, just do that part, add it to your blanket, keep working on it, and before you know it, you'll have something that looks like this, right? So, you know, it is step by step. I didn't think when was this? Like, I started the channel, I think about a year after I started crocheting again. And very quickly I did the mosaic blanket. And I do have a video on, not necessarily how I did it, because obviously it's not my pattern, that one, but I did do an enclosed border that I came up with myself somehow. And I did video that. I did show you how I did that, or I gave you some tips or something like that. And again, once I started that, I was like, oh, is that it? Okay then. And off I went, and off. You know, so once you've got the system in your head, you'll be able to do it. It might be over. I mean, okay, I have to say, my mum said, oh dear. She was like, no, that's not for me. But then she is the rebel, you know, the ultimate rebel, the original rebel. She's doing the waffle blanket at the moment. Yeah. No, she's doing the waffle blanket, the first row, but then she doesn't do the row coming back with the back loops. No, she just doesn't do that.
Okay.
She just keeps going back and forth doing the front loops. And then she doesn't do the back loops thing. The second row. It looks okay. You know, the original rebel. There we go. The OR. Oh, so yes, I mean, you know, we'll see if she's gonna do it.
Yes.
Yes, Paige, exactly. It's a stunning effect for much less effort and difficulty than you would think.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And you get the effect quite quickly. You will be able to see there is an effect really quickly, and you want to see that there is an effect, and you want to make the next row because that effect will be there. So it's very, very addictive.
And also the testers are lucky enough to have all of the pattern rather than it week by week. So you've got to really try and restrain yourself, because you finished one section, think, well, I'll just start the next section, or I'll just do a little bit more because I really like how this one's working up. And then, it comes a point when you're like, oh gosh, it's quite late. I need to go to bed now. And that's why we all found it quite addictive.
I'm not doing that again. I am never giving them the whole pattern again.
Oh,
they
no.
were.
I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, I already had made up my mind. They were so greedy. They were like, I knew, you know, because some of them left comments and I was like, what, she's there? So yes, I mean, obviously I have to keep these testers in check because, yeah. But yes, I couldn't stop, Julie says. Yeah, I think, you know, from what I heard from the testers, they love doing it. So I am hoping that you will all love doing it as well. Yes, Dirk has been very busy the last few days packing up already the packs. So from tomorrow, he will be sending them out. And we've got plenty in stock. So make sure if you want one, you know, make sure you get yours and don't miss out. I mean, obviously, if we sell out, there will be more. But yeah, it might take us a few days. We might have to get Emma to come and help us pack the packs.
Yes, that's another thing that I've been lucky enough to do, is packing CALs.
Not this time, did it?
No, not this time. No, not this one. I was a bit disappointed.
Yeah, well, I thought, well, he's been like, yeah, I packed so many packs. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the colour theory, I think. Was that the one I helped pack? I think it was.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So yes, sometimes we have to, you know, sort of, there's lots of things to do. And yeah, Emma comes to the storage. She sort of looks around and she's like, oh.
And then Dirk will be like, oh, I've got this new yarn. I'm like, oh, new yarn. Or Anya's working on something at the moment with this. I mean, not at the moment as far as I'm aware, but that's what I've been told before. I'm like, oh, what colours does it come in? How many balls is she using? I could test it when she's finished.
Yeah. So yes, very often. But I've been sharing a lot of patterns, haven't I? So it's been going well.
It's kept us busy. Yeah,
it's been going well. So yes, I have to say, Emma, Julie, Teresa, Angel, you know, all helping me so much with I haven't forgotten anyone, have I? With the patterns, and especially with this one as well, because of course, yes, every row has been written out, every row has been done by you guys, has been read, has been done. So yeah, we hope that it's all going to be okay.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Julie. Yes, we have been very big. And this is the thing, you see, I come up with these things, but very often it goes like I'm doing, you know, once you are doing things, you get 3 or 4 things in one go. And then I start all the patterns at the same time, and then I share them like in within a few days, and they're like,
I don't know how she finds the time. It's amazing.
But it happens without, like now it's been quiet for a little while because obviously I'm filming, I'm doing this, but I did start something this afternoon.
I did not spot that when I came in.
I'm hiding it in plain sight.
Oh,
you made that comment earlier.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah. There might be something hiding in the bag there. See? But it's still a bed project. It's still a sofa project. It's not something that might still end up in the bin. But there we go. That's what designing is like.
It does look pretty so far, though.
Yes. Oh my goodness, Tracy, you're in the Haven in Exmouth. Oh well, we'll have to meet up. Yeah, 5 days before the shame the CAL didn't start the week before. Okay, you'll be. Oh well, that's fine. Well, let us know that you're here when you're here, and we'll have to meet you for coffee. Yes, Nancy, I hope that you won't be disappointed with this one. Just start. I would say just start. Yeah. Yeah, well, Nessa, I can't, this is the pack. We choose different colors for different themes. So I chose these colors because these are the ones I did see in mosaics in Greece. So there was these colors around. And when I got to Paphos, I was looking at because there was a huge building which covered some of these mosaics because some of them were protected, so they had to put a building over it because it had been someone's house back in the day, and there was some open to the elements. It was really lovely. I mean, I can recommend going there if that's something, the archaeological finds and stuff like that. If that's something that you enjoy looking at and visiting, it's a wonderful place to do that. And I was like, just like with the Jewels of the Nile, choosing the colors before you go there, making the whole blanket, and then hoping that the colors would match with what you're seeing there.
Yeah.
So this time, again, I did the same thing. I went online, found mosaics, found pictures of mosaics, and these were the colors that I came up with. Because, of course, you have to Wendy-eyes them or Starcraft-eyes them. Okay, you have to put them to that color palette. It's not a RAL color palette where you have every color possible. You have to then choose the ones that from the Starcraft range or from the Wendy range that go the best. So yeah, this is what I came up with, and I thought it was a lovely palette.
Yes.
So there we go.
Yes.
Right, everyone, I have just noticed that we have been talking for an hour and 23 minutes. Now, it's okay because this was always going to be a longer live. Of course, there's 2 of us and it's a party and we want to tell you all about the CAL. So I do hope that you will do the CAL. If you're not sure, wait for the videos where I teach you a little bit about mosaic crochet and then make up your mind. But I would recommend take up a challenge. Do you know what it says in our notebook this year? It says live adventurously. And this is the exact thing I mean. Let's go on an adventure. Let's go on an adventure together. Let's embark on an odyssey. Let's do this mosaic blanket together.
Yes. And there's also the Facebook group as well, the community.
Yeah, of course.
Which again,
There's
the
questions,
testers didn't
yeah.
have. We had each other, but obviously in the Facebook community, obviously it's great to see people's progress, any questions they've got, things they might be finding a bit tricky.
If you how should I say it? If you can do a single crochet and a double crochet, it's just counting. It's just remembering the multiple, the repeat. But also there are charts, and when you learn how to use the charts, it's actually quite easy because you can physically see what you're making on the chart. You can actually check the chart.
Yes, yeah. It sounds daunting, but it's really not.
Maybe I should have had an example of the chart to show. I'll do that next week. So next Sunday, I'll write it down now. I'll show you an example of what a chart looks like. Okay. Yes, together adventure. Kelly, yes. Let's go on an adventure together. Right, everyone, we're going to say goodbye. I need a bit of more of a. I need a drink and
some chocolate.
And some chocolate.
We've been very restrained, not having too much chocolate.
So thank you to all of those who have already bought the CAL pack. It is lovely to have you on board. I can't wait to get started with all of you, and I hope you will enjoy the journey. And if you're not sure yet, watch out for the videos. There'll be a premiere live chat with the lookbook on Wednesday, and then I'll be there to chat with you, and there'll be a launch video explaining more about the CAL again on Friday. Okay, and I will see you next Sunday. And next Sunday, I wrote down in my book, for those who are still here, I will be doing a Dutch live half an hour before the main live. Okay, so there'll be half an hour extra for the Dutch speaking people. And if you are English and you want to know what we're talking about, just come and join us, but I won't be translating anything. Okay, you'll just have to be there. Okay, everyone, have a lovely week.
Yes, have a lovely week. Thank you very much for letting me be here.
Yeah, no, it was great having you. And yeah, I hope, well, you must do this again.
Hopefully, if you have me back.
I'll have you back, yeah. Okay, everyone, bye.
Bye.